A quiet park. A baby on a blanket, gurgling softly under a pale blue sky. Nearby, a mother scrolls her phone, sipping coffee, just another peaceful Saturday morning in Vancouver. But 20 seconds later, she will be on her knees, screaming. In a shaky home video, we see it, a sudden shadow, a rush of wings, and the baby lifts, yes, lifts, off the ground. A bald eagle, wings wide as a man is tall, claws clenched. For a moment, the child hangs in the air. Then, gone. Dropped. Crying. Safe. But nothing will ever feel safe again. This isn't fiction. It happened. And what you're about to see is as real as fear. Why did the eagle strike? Could it happen again? And what do we owe the wild when it lands in our backyard? Hit like, subscribe, and let's go. Emma lived just off Granville Street, in a second-floor apartment above a flower shop. 33, a single mom, part-time nurse, full-time everything else. Her days were simple, stitched together by morning walks, laundry loads, and lullabies. Saturdays were sacred, park mornings, just her and baby Theo, a picnic blanket, and a few crushed blueberries in a snack cup. She loved the stillness, the way the city softened around the edges beneath the trees. Theo had just learned to sit up on his own, wobbling proudly like a tiny explorer. Emma liked to sit nearby, sip her coffee, breathe. No screens. No schedules. Just the sound of pigeons and children, a breeze off the water, the comfort of a world that felt predictable. But the thing about ordinary days is, when they break hard. And this one was just minutes away from shattering. It happened in seconds. Emma glanced down at her coffee, just long enough to twist the lid. When she looked up, a massive shadow sliced across the grass. Gasps snapped through the park like breaking branches. She turned. Theo was no longer on the blanket. Just air. And above him, wings. Huge, wide, and real. A bald eagle, swooping low, talons outstretched. It had mistaken him for prey. Her legs didn't move, at first. The scream came before the run. Theo lifted into the air, a foot, maybe two, his tiny arms flailing, a squeal sharp and helpless. And then, just as quickly, the eagle released. A thud on the grass. Crying. Moving. Alive. Emma collapsed beside him, arms shaking, heart locked in her throat. Around her, people were shouting, filming, frozen. Something primal had broken the surface of her ordinary life, and nothing felt normal now. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but to Emma, time had already split in two, before and after the wings. Theo was crying, but alert. No blood, no visible wounds. Still, something felt off. He didn't reach for her the way he usually did. His left arm hung oddly. A silent crowd gathered, hushed and uncertain. Someone mentioned animal control. Another whispered about eagles nesting nearby. No one really knew what to do. The officers looked as stunned as the parents. Emma cradled Theo, heart pounding, watching the sky as if it might attack again. Was this a one-time freak incident, or part of something bigger? She kept replaying the moment, frame by frame. Why her child? Why here? And why had the eagle struck, then vanished, without warning? The questions clawed deeper than the scratches on the grass. Something wild had touched their world, and it didn't feel finished. At the hospital, while doctors examined Theo's arm, a minor sprain, nothing broken, Emma sat motionless, her mind still circling that sky. That's when a wildlife officer arrived. He'd seen the footage, already viral online. Calm, focused, he offered more than just sympathy. "There's a nesting pair nearby," he said. "And we've seen this before, with small dogs, even toddlers. It's rare, but not unheard of. He pulled out a tablet, showing maps of eagle territories around Vancouver, migration patterns, food scarcity data. The facts grounded her. This wasn't madness, it was nature misfiring. For the first time since the attack, Emma felt a thread of control. She wasn't just a victim. She could learn, prepare, maybe even help others understand. The fear was still there, but now it had shape. And that meant it could be faced. That night, Emma couldn't sleep. Theo rested beside her, finally calm, but her mind raced. What if it happened to someone else? A neighbor, a friend, a child without a mother watching so closely. She opened her laptop and began writing. Not a post, a warning. She uploaded the video, not for views, but to inform. She mapped the park, circled the nesting zone, added advice from the wildlife officer. Then she hit share. It spread fast. Local news picked it up. Parents began asking questions. Some dismissed it, but others thanked her. She had turned fear into something useful, but it came with risk. Trolls. Doubt. Scrutiny. Officials questioned if posting it had caused panic. Emma hesitated. Had she done the right thing? She stared at the screen, heart pounding. The eagle had vanished, but now the spotlight was on her. And there was no going back. The next day was quiet, too quiet. Emma kept Theo close, even inside. No more parks. No blanket on the grass. Just cartoons, soft toys, and glances at the window every few minutes. She watched the news clip on repeat, not the video of the attack, but her own interview. Her voice trembled. She didn't even remember saying those things. Outside, the world moved on, but inside her apartment, time stood still. She refreshed her inbox again and again, waiting for something, support, backlash, anything. The video kept climbing in views. She lay awake that night, listening for wings. Every gust of wind felt like danger. Every cry from Theo made her heart jump. She had acted. She had spoken. But now came the hardest part, waiting to know if it mattered. 3 days later, a letter arrived from the city's wildlife agency. They had reviewed her footage, her post, her interview. And they acted. The park was temporarily closed. Warning signs went up. A local news team ran a segment featuring Emma and the officer who first responded. Other parents began sharing stories, close calls, strange sightings. And then came the footage, a new video, shot by a jogger, showing the same eagle circling over a small dog before veering off. The public awareness had worked. The eagle pair was safely relocated to a protected reserve, far from people. No harm to the birds. No more danger for children. Emma read the news through tears. Not fear this time, relief. She hadn't imagined it. She wasn't overreacting. Her voice had carried. And it made a difference. Something changed. Something good. Finally. Weeks passed. Theo's arm healed quickly. Babies are resilient like that. But Emma changed in quieter ways. She no longer walked through the world assuming safety. She looked up more often, noticed the rustle of wings, the quiet territories of wild things hidden in plain sight. What had seemed like an attack now felt like a warning from nature itself, a reminder that the line between our world and theirs is thinner than we think. She wasn't angry at the eagle anymore. It had followed instinct, just as she had. The difference was, she had a voice, and she used it. Emma still visits that park, but now with eyes wide open. What happened to her could happen to anyone. And maybe that's the point. Stories like hers matter. Because they remind us, we share this world. And we are never really alone in it. Some stories never make headlines, but they leave a mark. This one did both. A mother, a moment, a shadow in the sky, and a choice to speak out. What started as fear became awareness. What felt like danger became understanding. And in the end, it wasn't about blame, it was about balance. Nature doesn't always knock before it enters. The question is, are we listening when it does? If this story moved you, take a moment. Would you have seen the shadow in time? Would you have shared it? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, truly. If you believe more people should hear stories like this, stories that connect us to each other, and to the wild, like, share, and subscribe. We have many more to tell. Stay safe. Stay aware. Stay human.